Am I the asshole for refusing to split rent with my boyfriend? I, female 23, have been dating my boyfriend Jake, male 23, since our freshman year of college. In our last year of undergrad, we decided to rent an apartment together. We split everything 50-50, including utilities, groceries, and rent. We continued living together in the same town as our college after graduation. But recently, we both got jobs in Chicago, and we are currently living downtown. My dad works in real estate, and he has multiple investment properties. My dad generously allowed me to live in one of his properties rent-free. But he said that my boyfriend would have to pay him $400 a month for rent. My dad is very productive, but he has been nothing but kind to me and my boyfriend. My dad's reasoning for making my boyfriend pay rent is that he wants to make sure that my boyfriend is with me for me and not because he will have a free place to live. Brackets. Keep in mind that my dad was renting this apartment to other tenants and he was charging them $2,100 a month for rent. Very ritzy building in the middle of downtown Chicago. Close bracket. My boyfriend is mad at me because he asked me for half of the $400 for rent, and I explained to him that I will not be paying rent. My dad said only charge him. He says that we have been splitting. My boyfriend says that we have been splitting rent for the past 2 years, so why would he stop now? Our rent in our college town was $1,200 a month, so we were both paying $600. Our apartment in Chicago is significantly nicer, and he is paying $200 less than what he was in college. Is the idea that my dad doesn't charge me for rent but charges my boyfriend so crazy? Should I suck it up and pay half the rent because I can afford it? Am I the asshole?
That's interesting.
That one got like, I'm not gonna lie, like that one got pretty like, it's pretty realistic, you know, like that could happen in real life. Like imagine you're dating somebody, their family is significantly well off. In this case, they have like assets, you know, like properties, right? And then you get offered this opportunity to live in one of these properties for a low rate, right? But it's you that's paying the rate. It's not the person, right?
What do you think? Do you think she's the asshole?
To be honest with you, like I was looking at the story to start. Like they've only been together for 4 years.
Only?
Yeah.
Only?
I mean, through like high school.
4 years is a long time.
Through college.
I thought you were going to say like 4 months. 4 years is a significant amount of time. They got together when they were 19.
Yeah.
That's the start of your college or university. And they've been together practically for the entire 4 years.
I agree. But I feel like they've only known each other as college.
Sweethearts?
Yeah. You know, like they haven't experienced the real world together. And now that they are,
they live together.
Yeah,
that is the real world.
They live together in college. You know, it's not the same as going out and like living in the real world, making your own wage.
What's the only difference? They had money.
Yeah,
they were paying for their apartment.
It's a different life between student life and actual career life. One could take off. One could be a different.
They still had responsibilities though.
But they're different. They have different statuses after college. You know, they have to build their paths. You know what I mean? So real life will affect you, right? And they want to be together. It makes sense. But I think that in this case, they didn't realize that they didn't know each other enough as to how much they were willing to sacrifice for each other. Because the guy doesn't seem like he wants to sacrifice, you know, for the girl.
What do you mean?
Because she's basically telling him, yo, this is an opportunity for us. My dad's giving you pretty much an ultimatum, right? You can't say no. So what are we going to do here?
That's why he said, hey, pay half.
Why does she have to, though?
So do you think she's the asshole?
No, I don't think I think he's the asshole.
Justify it.
Because he's getting a better deal, a way better deal. And he's saying it's not fair because the person giving me the deal doesn't have to pay some amount. Does that make any sense?
Listen, I see your point.
It doesn't make it, like,
I agree with you.
Like you just gotta accept the good things that happen to your life. You can't question them. You can't make them better. You know what I mean? Like these are like, especially now in Toronto, we're in a housing crisis. Man. Imagine you're in this situation. You're be like, $4 bills, let's go in a big crib.
I agree with you 100%. I'm leaning more towards he's the asshole. I'm leaning more towards it. But at the same time, I see his perspective.
Give me a reason why he would have been justified.
Like, it's in my opinion, yes, he's getting a deal 100%. He's paying $200 less for an apartment that costs $2,100. And if they were to split that, it would be $1,200 each. So realistically, he's saving.
He'd be paying double his last rent.
He's saving $800 technically.
$600 because he was paying
$1,200. Oh yeah, you're right.
They were paying $1,200 in the last place and splitting it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this place would
So yeah, so he's saving a lot of money. You know what I mean? But in my head, it's like, I understand that your father is providing you this home for free because you guys are related, of course. But I just always feel like this is gonna start a circle of me not really having any significant ownership over here. Like I'm always gonna be a number two here. You know what I mean?
Why?
Like I feel like the father doesn't respect him, and I feel like this is a core issue beyond the rent.
What?
Don't-
How does the father not respect him? He's given him a chance to earn his respect.
What are you talking about?
This
It's
is a
been
chance-
4 years. How do you not have some form of a relationship with the father-in-law? No, like they're not really married yet.
They're not
but,
married. They're just a couple.
like, how
right?
do you not like? I see that as he doesn't respect him.
Well,
if
I
you're making
don't.
somebody pay 4 bills.
I don't think it's a lack of respect. I just think it's a lack of trust on the dad's side.
But
And
if
it's
you had
fair.
4
It's
years?
100% fair for the dad to be overprotective of his daughter. It's
Sure.
100% fair for him to be like have some kind of suspicion that this guy may not be with her for the right reasons. So giving him
It's like 4 years.
slapping him a $400 tag for a rent that's unbelievably great deal.
Mhm.
Is that the red flag that's gonna blow the relation for him?
No, but it's just the fact that she was so.
Because
like,
then he would be right. If he's not willing to pay it, then he'd be like, yo, he's just trying to freeload.
no, I see your point,
Mhm.
and I know it's your deal.
I'm just looking at
But
it
I
as
just see it as the fact that she was so comfortable with the idea of just me paying. I think that kind of strung a little bit of alarms in me. It's like, are you that comfortable with only me being the only one contributing? Because technically, this is a free ride for you.
yeah.
And if anything, I think the conversation next should be, if I'm paying X amount here, you'd have to pay X amount elsewhere. Like maybe you're paying more in like house bill in terms
wait,
of groceries.
There was an edit at the end. Sorry, let me add that too.
Okay, cool.
Edit at the end said Jake and I split utilities and groceries 50-50. And when we would go on date nights, we would switch off who pays for it. If he pays 1 week, I'll pay the next. So they have this understanding.
But is that past house or this house?
This is like their understanding of how they split aside from rent.
No, because I think that needs to be amended for the new home, because I'm already putting 4 bills.
Mhm.
So now that I'm putting 400 here and you're getting $0 for living here, why don't you contribute more?
So you're saying that he should just take the rent and she should do the utilities and groceries?
Yeah, like
I disagree, man.
why does like that makes no sense to me.
I
then.
disagree.
Because like I understand he's getting a deal,
Mhm.
but there's no equality here. Like
There shouldn't be.
he's putting more
There
into
shouldn't
this.
be equality. It's her property.
But the thing is, I just see it like there's now in this relationship, in my opinion,
Mhm.
there's somebody here, and there's somebody that's always going to be here as long as he pays
Not
that
true.
rent.
Not true. If they get out of that house and they get a house of their own, then it's back to 50.
But why would you leave?
Well, I mean, to upgrade, right? To get a better life.
It's an amazing home in
Yeah, I
the
see that.
core of Chicago,
It's a great deal.
and
yeah.
they're not, and it's like they're not gonna get a better price elsewhere. Why would they leave?
Okay, so you see this as like a long-term situation.
Yeah,
for them?
yeah, I do.
Okay, let's say hypothetically it is a long-term situation,
Mhm.
right? What would be wrong with that? It's still a great deal.
It's fine. I'm not like I'm okay with the rent now, right?
Mhm.
But my thing is moving forward,
Mhm.
the like this.
And
have
mind
to,
you,
you have to
and-
split in the middle more.
And side note too, like rent is a constant fixed price. Utilities and groceries could differ from month to month. Groceries specifically.
Of course.
So
But
like she could
I
end up
said-
paying more.
it should be around equal. Like if I'm paying 4 bills here, yours, like the bills that you pay, could go up to 4 bills, and then after 4 bills, we can split it together. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's too much of a. I don't know. I just think that's too stupid.
You're saving How much were they paying? In the
If
past
I was
one?
in that,
600.
if I was in that situation, I would just buy my own groceries,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, no, I think that's too singular.
How?
You're an item at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably buy groceries for us, but like majority of the time, like I would be getting stuff for me, assuming she's getting stuff for her when they
you
go
guys-
out.
But I'm assuming that they're making food together.
I can see. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
they're completely like roommates. They're
Mhm.
still a couple. I'm saying that when they go if they are both grocery shopping or
Mhm.
like contributing to the groceries, when the girl goes out, she'll get the stuff that she likes, and when the guy goes out, he'll get the stuff that he likes. But they'll both be getting stuff for each other at the same time. Does that make sense? Like you
see
take
your
care of
point.
yourself, you take care of yourself, but we'll both kind of like like oversee each other, make sure that we're all right.
Okay, listen.
That's like a compromise.
I see. By all means, I still think he's getting a deal.
Mhm.
But if the thing is trust, right?
Mhm.
At a certain point, the 400 has to disappear
Why?
because I've been with your daughter long.
Well, maybe
enough
yeah.
for us
Like
to-
maybe the dad will consider him
like,
as a like more of
If
a.
this gonna be like a forever
reasonable
thing, like I
figure,
would
yeah.
want to know like the specifics of
Mhm.
how long are we gonna pay this 400?
Fair enough.
Am I gonna pay the 400?
Fair enough. That's a very good,
Is this gonna disappear after?
very solid point you just
know?
brought up. If it's forever, then obviously he should feel away. He should be like, yo, obviously I need. If this is a chance for me to build my trust,
Sure.
give me the expiration
6
date.
months.
Chill. Chill.
You're gonna. That's weird.
You're the dad. You're the dad. You're gonna give a man 6 months to prove his loyalty to your daughter
Well, they've been together for 4 years.
in college.
College?
It's different.
Are you downgrading love in college?
I just think if you're in like a school sitting situation, like a campus full time, it's not real life. You're living amongst students. That's student life.
Yeah, but
Like when you get to the real world, you have a
different when they
job.
live
When you have
together, though.
when you have a 9 to 5, you make a different salary than your spouse or your partner, and you're working different. Like life gets you.
No, that's
Like
true,
it,
that's
it
true.
affects your life.
Yeah,
It
that's true.
changes who you are.
Mhm.
You know. So like that relationship will change. You know. And now they're finding out that one person is, I personally think a little
She's
greedy.
wrong. No, she's.
I think he's stingy.
I just think it's kind of weird how she's so comfortable with him being the only one that pays. By all means, I understand why,
Mhm.
because it's her dad. Why
Mhm.
would she have to financially do anything that supports her father's gains? But
Mhm.
my thing is, it's just a little weird to me how she's so comfortable with not paying nothing and him being the sole contributor to rent.
He's not doing. He's
I
not
just
breaking
think
his
it's
back.
a
Bro.
little weird. Like,
He's not breaking his back. He's
and
getting a
maybe
great
this,
deal.
This made like a little alarms around what else would you be comfortable with being the only one who's benefiting from the situation.
Give me
you
an
know?
example.
Like, what let me see. If off the top of my head I can't give you one.
That's what I'm saying. It's like this.
But
This
it's in
is
general, you know what I mean?
this is a situation where he is still benefiting from
Mhm.
very much more than she is because he doesn't
Oh,
have a
what to
rich
say?
dad. No, I'm saying he doesn't have a rich dad. She has a rich dad. So he's getting into this situation and is being blessed with an opportunity
Mhm.
to pay financially a lot less of a significant amount for housing, right? And he's now looking at her as, why aren't you doing this with me, right?
Mhm.
That's a problem.
I just think it creates a little bit of
That's
a
greed and
weird
stinginess.
in their relationship. That's my only thing.
Would you do it if you were in that situation?
Yeah,
Without question, you would just.
without question.
So why are you arguing against it?
But I would feel some type of way.
You would feel some type of way?
The pros
Yeah.
outweigh the cons by a lot.
Okay. If you
By
were
a
in
lot.
that situation,
Yeah.
what is the conversation you're having with your girlfriend about that?
How long?
That's a good point.
How long?
Okay.
And another one is why.
What do you?
I would just want to know why.
But we know that it's her pops trying to test the man.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay, but another thing that I would want to
Let me
ask
just-
is
Should
no,
I just,
but to that point,
Mhm.
another thing I would want to ask is if it's been a little, we've been together for 4 years.
Mhm.
If he doesn't trust me,
Mhm.
what can I do to gain his trust? Like I would want to like erase all doubt in his mind that I'm not a good person.
But
'cause clearly he
But
doesn't-
what do you like? What do you expect her to say there? Like you
Yeah,
need to
like,
do this, this,
Maybe we need to go out more with their parents, or maybe I need to show more initiative. Like I want to be able to gain his trust, and
Mhm.
if this 400 is the way to do it
Mhm.
for X amount of time, cool. But I'm not gonna be doing this shit forever.
I understand that. That's the only valid point that you brought up in this
No,
discussion.
I
to
feel
me.
like I brought up a lot of
Everything
valid
else
points.
sounds like it's greed, stinginess, just
No.
like inconsiderateness. Because
But
like I
No,
understand
It's been 4 years. Why can't you trust
it's not like it's not like it's 4 years you would have if you weren't students, fam. Like I'm just saying the college campus life is different from real
me?
life.
It's still,
And this is the
I was
first
loyal.
instance that they've been living outside of college campus and they already have issues.
No, she brought the issue. He didn't bring nothing.
She brought the solution. He made it an issue.
No. She made an issue.
How? By getting him a
Just
free
two
crib.
bills, 2 bills. Nobody will ever
Her
know.
own pop's house.
Nobody will ever know, bro.
You're just a greedy ass nigga, bro. Broke boy. Broke boy.